Welcome back to another video. So we were working on the Ram 3500 indirectly this time. So we're going to be talking about the wheels and tires, 22s, and what I'm going to decide to do with those. So as you can see right here, we have the 22s off the truck. So these are a 22.5. They're milled down to 22 inches. And you can see the milling marks right up in here on the wheel. So they were all milled down, nice and easy. Yeah, so that's where the tire rode and everything. No problems there. So, if you guys have been following along in the saga, I've had some issues with tire vibration, and I've finally narrowed it down last video on this setup to basically the tires. Tires I got were junk, and it kind of sucks. These weren't cheap tires. They were still a little over 200 bucks a piece. So I have like almost 1,400 in tires tied up right in here, and they're trash. So it really got me thinking about what I want to do with the wheel and tire setup on the truck. Do I want to continue running the 22s or go back to a stock or similar to stock size? And I think I'm going to lean towards the similar to stock size. So my reasoning for that is, after putting the stock ones back on, I mean, the truck rides great. It rode pretty well, minus the vibration issues with the 22s. Where it really took a hit was the fuel economy. Went from, before I did the injectors, it was the best I think I got with the stock wheels and tires was about 17, 18 miles to the gallon. And it dropped it all the way down to like 13.5, 14 miles to the gallon. Which again, you're running a 1250 wide tire from a 235 is what comes stock on this truck, so that's to be expected. The real nail in the coffin for this setup, so yeah, I'm not running the 22s anymore. So I'm gonna clean them up, get them ready to get sold and everything. But the real nail in the coffin for the setup for me is the cost of high quality 22-inch tires. So I can either run a 285, which is a little bit narrower, a little better fit for the wheel, 285, 55, 22, and the cheapest ones that I could find for that range were about 400 bucks a tire. Or I could come down to or go up a little bit, to a 33 1250 R22, and the cheapest one I found for those, that was from Quality Maker, was the Toyo AT2s. And they were about 390 something a tire. So I've sunk a lot of money into the setup. We got our adapters, obviously. There's one still in the truck right here, one right here. And then we got adapters, we got the wheels themselves, we got the balancing rings. So these are the external balancing rings, which are badass. They definitely work. So these are awesome. And then we got our little spacers right here. These guys, that one's stuck, but here we go. Let's see if I can get it out. So this right here was a full length, and I cut it down in half, and this way you can run them both on the rears and make sure they are lug centering, not adapters, I can't think of the exact right word, but they're basically the center of the wheel on the lug to make sure there's zero chance for that wheel to be flopping around on the adapter when you're mounting it up, tightening down the lug nuts and all that. So I left them, cut them off and put them both in here to run them permanently, and made sure the rears are nice and even. So like I said, nail in the coffin at basically what it comes down to. Where did I put the other one? This is the front one right here. So a little smaller. You can tell it's basically just basically balancing beads, but being that they're in here, they're a lot easier to kind of contain. But yeah, nail in the coffin, tires. I don't want to sink another basically almost $3,000 worth of tires into this for less like fuel economy, less payload, and just in general, not a great, I don't know. I'm kind of over it. So that's that. We get these things polished up. I just want to do a comparison. This is a before. It's dirty, but even then, you know, a little bit shiny. Went ahead and took all the way up from 150 up to 2,500 grit sandpaper on this wheel, and then hit it with a polisher, and you can see how clean it looks and nice. So gonna be getting all the wheels to this shape, the outers basically, so front facing, and the two rear inners, and the rear by inners, I mean the ones that face out like this one. And then we're gonna leave the two rear inners, just their whatever aluminum, because you won't see them anyway. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this video, I'm just gonna show you how I learned to take off a tire out of this thing. Kind of some trial and error in a few YouTube videos, I figured it out. So I got that one off there, and I need to get the rest off of all these guys. All right, so I went ahead and popped out the inner tire core right here. Nothing crazy, just a standard core. And you get this little tool from Walmart for a couple bucks. And then we got a board. Went ahead and put a microfiber down so it don't scratch the crap out of the face of the wheel. Basically, whatever side is gonna be facing the exterior of the truck, that's the side you want faced that you're gonna be prying over. So I'm gonna be prying over this side of the rim. Ratchet strap down. As long as it's tight, it's all that matters. It doesn't even tight, but like, you know, tight enough really. And she'll be fine, it's not a huge deal. Just needs to be able to not move out of the way. So when I was trialing error my way through this last one, what needs to happen is being able to get this tire bead pushed down to this part of the rim where it gets narrower. If it's not pushed down enough, you're not gonna be able to pop it over the lip. So because these are such a wide tire on such a, well, relatively narrow rim, it makes it very difficult. So I used a couple blocks of wood, was able to push it down enough to make it work. So I'm gonna hit WD-40 around the edge here, and then, well, let's continue and see how painstakingly irritating this is to get off. All right, well, got another one off. So that was a little bit of a learning process. I kind of had to relearn how I was going to use everything, but got it off. Now just to get the other four. Making progress, gonna be slow. Just time lapse through this thing. Well, it was a little unexpected. Welcome back to another video. So, decided to go ahead and take the semi wheels completely off the truck, demounted the tires. They're stacked right there, so we're gonna get rid of those. And wheels and tires, I'm pretty sure pretty sure they're sold. They're pending sale at the moment. So I've decided that we're just on 22.5s after everything. Yeah, I don't want to dump $2,000 additional into the setup. Tires are expensive, gas mileage went down. Economically, it just does not make sense. So, as you can see, it snowed out, and it's currently still snowing. And I'm gonna fire up the truck a little bit, get some pictures out in the field over there, and honestly, I wanna see how she does. Never driven in the snow before, two-wheel drive. Could go good or bad, I don't know. We just got plowed a second ago, so see what happens. Let's get a cold start in here. 19 degrees out, and continue on. So we got smacked by freezing rain. Did not expect my freaking doors and everything. You see the glass all ice over. Holy cow. It's gonna be interesting. I'll go warm up. Yeah, holy cow, it's cold out here. But check out the lake and everything. Mustang is not coming out for a while. Sounds pretty good. Well, when you got to do the old manual high rev because you don't have one, but just warm up a little bit. 114 water temp. This is I forgot about the stupid freezing rain, so it's probably a good thing I do this now than later, so I can actually use the truck if I need it. Because right now we're not going anywhere for a bit. Got to get all this stuff off. Well, you know what? I don't think we're gonna go anywhere quick today. The plant is shoveled out, but this is just not worth trying to fuck around in. And yeah, neighbor over there is having some real troubles. Might go help him out. I already went over there earlier, we'll see what's up, but yeah, this ain't gonna work out great for us. So I think we're done. Done playing around with the snow. So I'll pick back up once wheels and tires sell, and we'll go over pretty much what I want to do with the replacements, and we'll see what's up. Yep, two-wheel drive, this is where she met her match. I don't think I'm even gonna give it a shot, because I'm pretty sure if I got to the driveway, I will not be making it back into the driveway, if that makes sense. So we'll just leave her off for now, keep her plugged in, she'll be good to go. All right, so as you saw last, we got all the tires off the wheels, and what I want to go ahead and do, these things are listed up for sale at the moment, and I think I have a buyer for them, but I totally forgot. So we cleaned up the other wheel off camera, and I want to clean up this one now that I know this system actually works. But the way to make it go away pretty much is with sanding and polishing. So we're going to start at 80. Wet sanding. I gotta let this thing heat up a little bit. It's pretty chilly in here right now. So 80, 180, 400, 1000. I had an 800. I'm gonna throw an 800 in here, nice in between the two. But yeah, 800 is gonna be right here. I have some underneath the workbench. 1000, 15, 2000, 2500, depending exactly what we need. And then Mother's Mag aluminum polish with an orbital, and these things are gonna look amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera. We're gonna start out with each level. And I don't know if I'm gonna do the entire wheel or if I'm just gonna get the real nasty spots. I think on this one, last one I did the entire one, so we're gonna get the face for sure. This is all gross looking, so the face of the wheel. And then any spots like this one, there's a few, that's just grime, but mainly these two spots we're gonna go heavy on. The rest of it really just needs light polish. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and see. So we're gonna go ahead and see if that works. She's another ding right here. So this is before, see how she looks after.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. And when they try to change, you can say no, free me.
All right, so there it is. Not perfect. There are still some issues here and there, but I don't want to take down too much and then kind of mess it up that way, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think the wheel looks pretty good for being a used semi wheel. And there you go. So I'm gonna go set this off to the side. This one's done. I'm gonna do the inner two. I'm not gonna sand those. I'm just gonna polish them, clean them up real quick, and we'll be done with this. Well, went ahead and got the wheels and tires sold, so they are no longer gonna be with my truck. However, I did pick out a new set and went ahead and ordered them. I thought I was gonna just leave the stocks on, but honestly, I can't leave the truck alone. So we went ahead and got new mirrors in conjunction. I had to get a couple things off Amazon, balancing beads, and yeah, I got new mirrors, a couple other things coming for the truck. So we're gonna check out this new setup whenever it arrives, and you guys will obviously be the first to know. But that's gonna go and do it for today's video. Just to give you the specs and new tires that I'm gonna go with. So I'm running a Turo Trailblade all-terrains on the truck right now. Tire's been great for me. I've had probably about almost 10,000 miles on it, maybe a little less, a little more, somewhere around there, between moving, towing the trailer, and they've been great. They wore great and everything else. So I was looking for kind of an in-between of what I did last time, which is a super cheap mud tire, and the premium side of things, which would be like the Toyos, Nittos, and Michelins. And I went ahead and went with in my opinion, the good mid-range. So I went with the another mud terrain tire, and it is the Turo Trailblade mud terrain. So these are going to have a lot more sidewall to them. I went the 17-inch wheel and went ahead and did so 17s. I'm going to run a stock 16 on the inners on either side. Just get the corresponding size to match. You'll see what I'm talking about when that eventually comes in. We're doing a 265 70 R17. So it should have plenty of sidewall depth. I'm keeping the exact same diameter that's on the truck now, so we're not doing 33s anymore. It's 31.7-inch tire or something like that. Two reasons for that. The first one is the gear ratio on the truck's at 355, and when towing and just driving around in general, the 33s really did bog it down quite a bit. It just upped that gear ratio even higher, or rather, I guess lower would be the appropriate term. So we don't want that. And then we also want the 265 to keep it a little more narrow. I don't want them poking out near as far as they were before in the rear. It did look beefy, but I think that was just too much width and everything. 265 is a good spot in between the stock 235 and I think it's the equivalent to a 315 or a 325 is a 1250 wide tire. So it's a good spot in the middle of there. Won't lose many miles to gallon and everything, and I think it'll look pretty sweet. So they're our Mayhem wheel. That's all I want to tell you guys for now. We'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know when the wheels and tires are going to show up. They're ordered today, so we'll see what happens. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.